Yes, you read it right. A UNLV quarterback leaves the team over $100,000 dispute. Guys, I know this isn't pro sports, and I know this channel is called Pro Sports Podcast, but we have to take a look at what's going on right here in the college game. And yeah, I'm all for the NIL, the name, image, and likeness. I'm all for college athletes being able to be entrepreneurs with their own name, image, and likeness, and then being able to get paid off of something they really do at a professional level. If you're thinking about it, I mean, it may not be at the rigorous continuous schedule as the NFL because they're students. They have to go to class. They have to, do homework and have tutors and do things like that in the community as well. So I mean, I don't put the rest that they do a lot with their time, but when it comes to football, they're also performing at a professional level. And if their names and their image and their likeness are going to be used to generate millions and millions and millions of dollars, yes, I do agree that you can't put an age limit on when somebody can technically be a professional at what they do. There's no other career in the United States that I can think of that says, oh, you're too young to do this, even though you're the best in the world at it, other than sports. So, the loosening of that noose on setting a lot of players free. A lot of players don't make it through college. A lot of highly touted high school players don't make it through college, and also go to the pros and earn money. It's still a small percentage of those guys, because there is an academic side, there is a social side, and then there's a talent side where you're up against the top 1% of that sport in the world. So with that being said, a lot of these guys are coming from these small towns with one stoplight. Maybe they have a Walmart and a Food Lion, and that's it. And then they go to a Texas A&M. They get $100K in the bank for going to college. They're able to get their mom and their family out of that town or into a nicer place in that town, or build their family a house, or anything like that. They're able to do that a little bit sooner than having to everything work right all through college for 3 years, possibly 4 years of college as a football player, and stay injury free, or at least injury free enough to make it to the pros, and then have everything work out, and then get drafted, and then perform well, and then stay injury free through training camp, and then earn that that little money that you get for being a draft prospect, that little advance you get. Man, look, they definitely made a way for a lot of families that don't stand a chance otherwise, and I appreciate that. But I think there has to be some kind of accountability with the decision making that these youngins are making with this amount of money at stake. Now you have Matthew Sluka, who leaves UNLV over 100K NIL dispute amid growing tensions in college football's pay-for-play era. It's the era where a school like in Alabama might not get every single great player at this point, because other schools can offer that particular player at that particular position more money. And maybe that school is tied to an NIL deal that can offer that player more money. So a lot of players are choosing money over maybe like location at this point. And it's a thing. That mixed with the transfer portal and how crazy it's going. This is basically pro sports, with college students. They've basically turned it into business first, where this player, let's check this out, man, because this is.
UNLV quarterback Matthew Sluka took to social media to let the world know he is stepping away from the team because the team made commitments to him that they have not fulfilled. Now, multiple reports are conflicting about what this is about, but I think we all know it's probably usually about money. And it creates an interesting precedent for college football moving forward. I realize many of you haven't been paying attention to UNLV football, but I'm a Vegas kid, so I have been. I watch this team every week.
Wow.
And the reality of it is, in the new college football playoff landscape, the highest-ranked group of 5 team goes to the playoff automatically. UNLV has a very real shot at being that team. In order to do that, they need to win every game and win those games convincingly.
Okay.
That includes starting conference play against Fresno State this weekend, a massive game. Plus, at the same time, conference realignment. There are all sorts of conferences looking at.
Do y'all think UNLV would make it to the playoffs? I don't think that would happen. I honestly don't think that would happen. But I mean, they're 3-0, off to a good start, but we haven't seen them really up against the best. I don't think. I don't think. And now they lost their starting quarterback, so it's over.
UNLV right now, all eyes on the program. Now for Sluka, this is week 3. He has the chance by stepping away now to preserve his redshirt year, which will continue his college football
That's sleazy,
eligibility.
man.
So I understand the timing. But let's not get it twisted. This is the first of what could become a regular thing for athletes that may not have a future in the NFL and want to maximize their college football earning potential.
That's true.
There isn't an easy solution to this, but the fact is, what prevents any kid before a playoff game, before a big moment from saying, hey, I think I deserve more, and until I get more, I'm not going to play. Or, hey, you told me I was going to get certain things, and I haven't gotten them. If I don't get them now, I'm not going to play.
I can dig it.
This is a perfect time for Sluka personally to take this leverage because it's terrible timing for UNLV. But what we all need to keep an eye on is what the college football landscape looks like moving forward, because this is something that we could see more of, not less of, over the years. UNLV is a trendsetter in this situation in every way that they don't want to be part of the conversation.
So Matthew Sluka, I'm not mad at you, cuz look, like the man said, you don't feel like you have a crazy, for sure future in the NFL. You know, you have this opportunity where the school offered you $100,000. Apparently, they offered you $100,000 to come play there, and now they're not paying you your money. And you know, you've already won 3 games for this school, and they haven't paid you your money. I don't know how many schools this is going on at. I haven't heard of schools not paying the players when they've agreed to. Maybe there are specific terms in their contract about when they're going to pay, but they got to get started paying $100,000 at some point. If the kid has you 3-0, one of your best starts in school history as far as the modern era. And come on, man, like, I get it. At the same time, bro, doesn't this take away from more of the team aspect that you get from college football? Isn't this why you watch college football, college sports? The money aspect isn't in the way. My whole life, I've known people, hey, I'd rather watch the college version. They really try hard. You know, these kids are going to be taking games off soon because they don't want to get hurt. They want to get that NIL money. You know what I mean? And that's when just this right here just shows, you know, the potential danger to the team glory image, the glory image of college football. That's what college football has made its cake on for the last 100 years, man, is the glory, you know, the dirty grit, free grind. These kids aren't getting paid, man. They're out here doing this for free. You know, they're all trying to make it to play on Sunday so they can get paid, you know, that and you see a different grit, a different grind when a kid is trying to make it to the NBA and there's only 14 lottery picks and everybody else has to earn their contract, or only 14 guaranteed contracts given out in the NBA per year. Do you hear me? These kids are scratching and clawing. But now you can get NIL in high school. Now you can get NIL your freshman year. You can be a millionaire. You can be a millionaire your first day walking on campus. And these schools, they have the funds and the means to pay these kids. So this is alarming that UNLV, a Vegas school, by the way, is not paying this guy. And you have to wonder if they just, I don't know. I guess at this point, from the school aspect, they have to humble themselves and pay this kid and resolve this matter immediately, like tonight. He needs to have however much deposited tonight, because if it's about winning, you know, this kid has obviously, I could imagine being an ex-college athlete, an ex-athlete period. You know, I know he's talked to his teammates about this situation, and I'm pretty sure, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't take this measure right here without running it by his teammates. And I'm pretty sure his teammates want him to get his bag. If you know what I mean? They want to win, but I know me as a teammate, I'd be like, bro, I don't blame you, bro. Get your 100K. Get your 100K, man. Football's going to be here. You know, the opportunity, you got more years to play. You don't have more years to get paid. You got to go get that bread for your family. They told you that they were going to give it to you if you came here. You came. Now we're 3-0. Even if we were 0-3 or 1-3 or 2-3, you know what I mean? Like, they said they would give the bread, man. They said they would give the bread. During a phone conversation in December, an assistant coach at UNLV made a pitch to quarterback Matthew Sluka. Come play here. We'll pay you 100K. That is at least according to Sluka's agent, Marcus Cromartie. 9 months later, with the Rebels undefeated, ranked in the top 25, and I don't know about you, but I haven't seen UNLV ranked in the top 25 maybe once in my whole lifetime of watching college football. Maybe once or twice. Not for long either. For now, the group of five's favorite to claim a college football playoff spot. Sluka is no longer part of the team after he was not paid the promised amount. The decision sent shockwaves through college athletics at a sensitive time in the industry, and on a timely week, the sports leaders of Division I conference commissioners and NCAA President Charlie Baker are gathering Wednesday and Thursday for their annual meeting at Big Ten headquarters in the suburbs of Chicago. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. Both sides involved in the UNLV situation, Sluka's agent and UNLV, have spoken. Emerging is a truth not uncommon is the what in this unwidely and complicated world of college sports where schools are relying on third parties and boosters to fund football rosters. Not everyone is on the same proverbial page. It starts off with full transparency, said Cromartie, an agent for Equity Sports representing Sluka. We must allow these negotiations and these written agreements to happen and not put so many regulations on them. What is he saying? That's what we have to ask. Like, why are there regulations that give the person who owes, okay, if the school is the conglomerate that owes this player who is an individual person, how are there any stipulations in this process that gives the advantage to the school? That's the question we have to ask. The school and the coaches are negotiating, but you are allowing someone else, collectives, to pay for it, hoping they get the money from boosters. It's very messy. Wow. Matthew Sluka, 318 yards, 106 yards per game, 43% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, and he has a 136 quarterback rate, so he's doing pretty good managing games, and he's got them undefeated and ranked. So while Sluka was promised a $100,000 NIL deal from coaches, according to Cromartie, the collective made no such agreement, said Rob Sine, CEO Blueprint Sports, which operates UNLV's collective. The collective made a one-time payment of $3,000 to Sluka. As recently as last weekend, collective officials were discussing a monthly payment of $3,000 before the quarterback's decision this week to use his red shirt and lead the team. Players can compete in up to 4 games in a season and still use a red shirt. Wow. Okay, that's very player friendly. That's almost like handing the player the freaking leverage. You know what I mean? They can if a player can bet on himself and go out there, lead his team to an undefeated start, he can threaten to leave that school. This is what this kid is doing. He is trying to strong arm UNLV for an NIL deal because he's got them 3-0. I think you can get that with this money, with these stats right here. I don't think these stats right here. I think maybe $100K to have your to have a quarterback that's leading you to a playoff situation or a big bowl game. Yeah, I think that definitely. If you want to continue to have these big quarterbacks come in and you want to continue to be known for a school that has solid quarterbacks, you have to pay this guy who has you 3-0, and that's what he knows. So that's what his agent is probably informing him. The school, meanwhile, released a statement contending that Sluka's agent made financial demands that is interpreted as a violation of the NCAA rule prohibiting pay for play. UNLV does not engage in such activity, nor does it respond to implied threats, the school said. UNLV has honored all previously agreed upon scholarships for Matthew Sluka. The issue dates back to Sluka's recruitment. In December, an assistant coach made the pledge to Sluka, Cromartie said. Sluka's recruiter was UNLV offensive coordinator Brennan Marion. The quarterback arrived on campus this summer and began competing in preseason camp before Cromartie began to press coaches for the $100,000 agreement. He then turned to the collective, introducing himself to Sine in an email in late August. Sine declined to negotiate with Cromartie as he is not a licensed attorney in the state of Nevada and told him to instead speak directly to the school and coaching staff. With a year of eligibility left and not having used his red shirt, Sluka decided that without payment he would not play. If Matt didn't have another year of eligibility, he would have stayed, Cromartie said. All this transpires with the Rebels in the midst of their best start in years. They are 3-0, having defeated Power Conference teams like Kansas, Houston, and Fresno State. Oh, that's pretty damn good. This Saturday and meet Syracuse in another Power Conference game on October 4th. They'll win that one. They are ranked for the first time since the program moved to Division I in 1978, bro. They ranked for the first time in 1978, and this is the starting quarterback saying, "I'm out, bro. You got to pay me for this. This ain't for free." I get it. These people have had y'all in bondage for this long. Like, college football has been a bondage slavery system, auction system for so long. And this is a player who is I'm not gonna sit here and lie, man. This is gangster. If his teammates are cool with it, then it's gangster, man. If they're all like pissed off because he's dipping out on them, then I feel that too. But if they're cool with it and they're like, bro, find a way to get your bag from this school, then that's gangster. The head coach on the second season has UNLV in the race for playoff access. So, I mean, they might make the playoffs. When asked if Sluka will return to the team, Cromartie said it's up to Barry Odom. Matt has been open to wanting to play football, but $3,000 a month for the next 4 months just isn't fair. And he is right, because I know they are selling that jersey. You hear me? Bobbleheads, everything. I know he's on all kind of calendars and programs. His face is on it. You know what I mean? That's only right, man. Stop playing with him, bro. Stop playing with Matt. Sluka has been removed from the program's online roster. Okay, I mean, fair enough, but you already did what you did with it. You're 3-0 with him on the roster or whatever. You know what I mean? The situation sounds light on a shadow, perhaps the unruly world of college football recruiting since implementation of the NIL in July of 2021, when the NCAA lifted rules for players to receive compensation from endorsements and commercial deals. As a way to recruit and retain players, boosters are pooling millions of their dollars to pay players what is essentially salaries. The landscape could change soon. So, I mean, we knew this was coming, and this is what ran Nick Saban out of college football. One of the most accomplished college coaches of all time. He did not like this, and it was evening the playing field. So you had schools that didn't have a shot at beating Alabama before contending and beating Alabama and embarrassing Nick Saban. So, he got up out the game before he took too many L's. Understandably so. The game changed and evolved and transpired right in front of him. Out of his grasp almost. Him having this college football in a chokehold for over a decade, bro. And then this right here, as soon as it implemented this NIL where other schools could just throw money, and it even the playing field to where, he had to get the best players, but he had to coach them things too. It wasn't no flag football players on the other side of them every other week. Now you got gangbusters on the other side every week. Man, everybody got some threats everywhere. Every quarterback's running around all over the place now. Everybody got an offensive line, defensive line now. After meetings Wednesday in Chicago, Baker said he believes the House settlement could prevent such situations as those that happened at UNLV, though he did not comment on the case specifically. So why wasn't this put in paper or print? Like, I don't get it. The kid agreed to this big contract, went to the school, started preseason deals, and didn't have it on paper. He can't show us on paper that they agreed to this. So my question is this, man. Like, could you and I do this? I don't think so.
Because you'd be in jail.
You feel me? I don't think so. If we told somebody, hey, we agreed, we'll pay you $1,500 to do this landscaping job with me for today. And then you came and you did the work and I didn't pay you, something would happen. But because this kid doesn't have anything to show, the agent is saying that the school agreed to it. The school is disputing it, saying they never agreed to that. They agreed to $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. There's kids getting millions. You hear me? There's kids getting millions, and they think $3,000 a month is something to have as your starting quarterback for a ranked team that's a favorite to make the playoffs. They basically have to beat everybody in their conference. They have to go undefeated, and they're projected to do so. Under the settlement, all deals will be transparent. People will know what everybody is getting, which up until now, you have to just believe whoever says something to you. He said, the number of student athletes that I talked to who went into the portal under a false promise is pretty significant. Whoa. The big point behind the settlement is to actually put in place a structure that will be transparent, where people will have obligations and assignments and responsibilities and accountability. I've said for almost a year now the primary relationship is this should be between schools and student athletes. Okay, so Cromartie says Sluka did not sign an agreement before enrolling because of these murky rules. Wow. Okay, let's go back and read the murky rules. I'm not going to skip over that. Current NCAA guidelines are murky on subjects related to NIL payments, and the association has paused many enforcement matters and investigations over the topics as they are hamstrung by court rulings. For instance, a court injunction in Tennessee permits collectives to negotiate with athletes before they enroll. Wow. Some also interpret that ruling as allowing collectives to sign athletes to agreements before they enroll. So basically, the collectives, which are the people who fund these college teams, these colleges rather, the boosters and the alma maters to, the alumni to fund these rosters, they basically can make promises, and they're basically not allowed to even negotiate those promises until the kid enrolls. Not just verbally commit, not just sign, not as a signature commitment, until they enroll. So these kids have to have good faith in that school. And this is exactly what they're saying is going on, where this school made a promise to this kid. Now that I see this right here, now that this context right here is here for us, now I'm thinking that, yeah, this school is trying to bully this kid and use this kid. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. That's the overall vibe that I get, bro. People say, why didn't you get anything signed? He said, you can't sign anything until you enroll. Wow. Meanwhile, UNLV is involved in a separate ongoing saga. The school is at the center of conference realignment in the Pac-12's rebuilding the league by poaching Mountain West programs. The Pac-12 always agreed to terms with 5 Mountain West schools that has offered UNLV a term sheet. Okay, well, at the end of the day, man, they can move wherever they want. They're gonna have to pay players when they offer their money and stop trying to make it seem like they're crazy because they remember what they were offered. Because I definitely don't think this kid is making this up. He clearly could have went somewhere and got actually paid. He's 3-0 at UNLV, ranked. He beat Kansas, Houston, Fresno State. That's solid, bro. So yeah, I believe him. Yeah, I believe him. And this is gonna start something here. They're gonna have to look into this, and they're gonna have to solve this problem where, okay, yeah, they have given players an opportunity, but there's still a stranglehold on the rules. And that's always been the case. There's a stranglehold on the rules that give the advantages and all the benefits to the employers, to the conglomerates, to the collectives. You know what I mean? And that's something they're gonna have to look at. They're gonna have to bargain and collect and negotiate some other terms, because there's this whole thing where the schools aren't allowed to actually negotiate the things that they're offering the student, is allowing them to create this loophole where students have to believe that they're gonna just get what the person said, what the assistant coach came to their grandma's house and sat down on the couch and offered. Now, this guy's coming back saying, I ain't say that. I ain't tell him that. I said $3,000 a month. Why would he agree to $3,000 a month, bro? Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta get out of here with this. This has to be something that's taken care of immediately. But hey, man, it feels good for Pro Sports Podcast to be back, and we back on, man. So if you're still here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like this video.